Unit 1, Vacation. Lesson 4, Travel and Trade.
In the past, people from different countries made different things. In Europe, they had metal jewelry, clay bowls, and glass cups. In the Middle East, they had new kinds of food and drinks. And in Asia, they had beautiful clothes and things for their homes. People traded these things all over the world. But they didn't have airplanes, and their boats were small and slow. How did people travel? They traveled over land. For hundreds of years, traders traveled from Europe to Asia on the Great Silk Road. The Great Silk Road is over 2,000 years old and 6,000 kilometers long. It goes across Europe and Asia. Many cities on this road became very famous. This is Beijing today, the capital of China. But in the 13th century, this city was called Dadu, or Khanbalik. The famous ruler of China, Kublai Khan, lived here, and the traveler Marco Polo stayed here when he was in China. It was a very rich city because a lot of trade happened here. Another famous city on the Silk Road is Istanbul in Turkey. This city is west of Beijing. Today, the city is called Istanbul. But many years ago, it was called Constantinople. Like Beijing, it had a lot of money. Many travelers and traders stayed here when they traveled from Beijing to Venice. Venice was the last city on the Silk Road. Many traders were from here, and they were very rich. You can still see their beautiful homes today. For 2,000 years, the Great Silk Road was famous, and many of the cities on the road are still famous today.
B. Listen, point, and say. 1,
Silk,
2,
goods,
3,
difficult,
4,
ruler,
5,
return,
6,
become famous, silk, goods, difficult, ruler, Return. Become famous.
C. Listen and read.
Marco Polo and the Silk Road. The Silk Road is over 2,000 years old and 6,000 kilometers long. It goes across Europe and Asia. Many people traveled on this road to buy and sell silk and other goods. Marco Polo started his travels on the Silk Road when he was 17, in the year 1271. He traveled from Italy to China. The trip was difficult, and it took 3 years. When he was 21, Marco met the ruler of China, Kublai Khan. Marco lived in China for the next 17 years. Marco returned to Italy when he was 41. He met the writer Rustichello, who wrote a book called The Travels of Marco Polo. Many people read this book, and Marco became famous. Marco lived to the age of 70.